So what's up, everybody? This is your boy Jonathan, and I wanted to make a video about the history of pickup artistry. And the reason I wanted to make a history of it was because a lot of people don't know what's going on. They haven't been there, they haven't lived it, and they always have these theories. Like, most people believe it started with mystery in, like, I don't know, the early 2000s, right? And then other people said it was a result of feminism. Other people said it was a result of single mother. None of that's true, right? Those people who talk about women just want to blame women for everything, and that's how you get incels. So I'll tell you the true, real history of it from somebody who's seen what was going on, which is myself, because I lived through a lot of this stuff. So basically, for 1,000 generations, there have always been men that were good with women, no matter what. And all they did was dress nice and go and be social. Now, it was a lot easier to do this, and nobody recorded it. And the reason is because a lot of social groups helped you out. Because a lot of social groups back in the day, they felt there was value in finding a girlfriend, finding a wife, having children. There was a lot of value in it, so they would help people out. So, like, churches would help you out, regular social groups would help you find a girlfriend, colleges would help you find a girlfriend, even nightclubs. Like, my grandpa found his wife in a nightclub, okay? Everybody thought that men should get a woman and get married and make babies, so it was easy back in the day. What happened was, from the 1960s all the way up until mystery in the early 2000s, but it's still going on. There have been a lot of sociological issues. Like, from the Vietnam War started the drug trade and the war on drugs. And that totally destroyed a lot of communities. Like, a lot of communities where people used to go and find a woman, it became more about, like, a lot of people doing drugs, or a lot of people shooting at each other, or a lot of people selling drugs. Churches became places where they help out crackheads change their life, and less about, helping people find a wife. It just became ridiculous, you know what I'm saying? Also, what happened was the Summer of Love in 1967, I believe. And in 1967, a lot of girls, they learned that, we can focus on a man as being a sexual object, and we don't have to focus on a man for just having a job or being a nice person and believing in God. So a lot of women now judge a man and pick a man based on sexual attributes, and that was really big. The 1960s also brought a lot of sociological stuff and protests and stuff. And so what you had with all this stuff going on was, now you go to, like, college campuses and you try to meet a woman, but it's hard because it's like, you got to be black, you got to be Asian, you got to be white, you got to be Christian, Jewish, Muslim. You have to fit into these identity groups or these political groups just to talk to somebody. So it's really ridiculous. And also, the 1980s brought AIDS, and AIDS really, like, ravaged a lot of communities, and a lot of people were scared to, go out and date and things like that, because they were scared of getting sick. So, men broke up in two different groups. They're still the generations of players that always been players that just learned how to deal with society and got girls. And there was guys that were kind of pushed away and hidden in their mom's basement, or, locked in their room, and you can only go to school and home and go to church maybe on Sundays. I was one of those people. You can only go to school and go home and maybe church on Sundays, and that's your activities, because the world was so messed up. But during this time, like, since the 1960s, way before mystery, you still have a lot of pickup artist stuff going on. You had Steve P in the 70s. He was teaching hypnosis, how to hypnotize ladies. You have all these books from the 60s all the way up to modern days where they were teaching men how to get women. Ross Jeffries started in 1988 teaching hypnosis, and NLP, teaching how to get women. Like, it's been going on for years. And also, the proof is that if you watch movies, right, you can see in the 1970s, you had Saturday Night Fever, which, showed, like, a bunch of players running around to the club all the time. In 1980s, you had this movie. It's called The Pickup Artist, and it was with Robert Downey Jr. And he taught all the pickup artist tricks and all the pickup lines and things like that. It was really cute. Then in the 1990s, you had How to Be a Player. That was funny with Bill Bellamy, I think. And you had Booty Call with Jamie Foxx, which was really funny. Then you had Night at the Roxbury, which was Will Ferrell, right? And even I think 1999 or 2000, you had Magnolia, which was a movie showcasing about Ross Jeffries and what he was doing. And so all of these movies came way before Mystery started getting big. All of this culture and stuff. What it was the culture didn't really pick up. It was always underground because of the nobody wanted to advertise it, right? Nobody is gonna put an ad on like ABC or NBC or CBS or Fox for like some pickup artist seminar where Ross Jeffries comes out there and teaches men how to hypnotize women, or Steve P does the same thing, or that nobody's gonna advertise on the radio about these pickup artist books because nobody wants to get in trouble and that's a grimy channel, and then they lose ratings. So a lot of this information was not available for a lot of people because they didn't even know it existed. Because, like I said, a lot of people locked in their house. You could only go to school and go home, go to church on Sunday, and that's it. Like I was growing up, we didn't have that information available. So what you had was then the internet hit and the chat rooms, and people started hopping on chat rooms and talking about how to get girls. And that's how I think the Seduction Fast forum started. So when that happened, a lot of people started sharing ideas, and you had Mystery and Owen Cook coming down from Canada, and they blew up because of the internet and started teaching. And what you had was basically, like I said, you had the pickup artist culture going back thousands of years, but it only blew up because of the chat rooms, because of the internet. And you had guys doing this for 1,000 years, but the people who actually became pickup artists were the nerds that were locked in their house because of the sociological and political problems from the 1960s. So that's the history of it. That's how it ended up blowing up when Mystery came around in the internet. So that's the full history. If you want me to go into more, because I have a lot of more information on it, hit me up in the comments and let me know. All right, I'm out, y'all. Peace.